Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to continue working on this little Honda outboard, and anyhow, it's another windy, kind of junky day today. We just got everything back out and trying to get set up and get this thing tore down. We got to tear the carburetors off of it. At the very least, I want to get everything off of here and all the old fuel drained out and sprayed out, and the carburetor should be fine. The fuel's not that bad. I'm just worried it's got contaminated with a little water or whatever. So anyhow, we're gonna work on that, and I'll be back with you once we get these carburetors off. Okay guys, so what I decided was that I'm going to fill up a drum with water and go ahead and get this thing soaking in water and drain the carburetors out and get fresh fuel in them and see if it will even fire. So I'm just going to drain the bowls, because what I didn't remember with this engine is you have to pull the intake off to get the carburetors off. Gotta love it. Okay, all right, so that's what we're gonna do. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just open up the bowl drains, and there is some nastiness coming out of that one. And that one. And that one. Nice yellow nastiness. See what happens. I'm not thinking it's going to start without pulling the carburetors, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get lucky. Okay, well, today has gotten away from us a little bit. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to get everything done today. The batteries are still charging. I think there's enough to get the motor turned over to pump all the old gas out and pump some new stuff in. I went and got some brand new gas. Ethanol free fuel. Purged the line out. Now I have to put the hose back on and purge the engine out. So let's do that now, and then we will try to see if maybe we can get something out of this thing once we pump some fresh fuel into the carburetors. Okay, now I'm going to try to pump some fuel through. I'm having a few leaks here. I'm going to need a new primer bulb, but there we go. We're getting some good gas coming out. Oh yeah, that's nice clear stuff. So what I usually will typically do is I'll close the bottom carburetor first. Well, we have a pretty good flow going here. I'll close the middle and then the top. So they're all closed up now. Okay, so I have to clean this with some carburetor cleaner, something that will make it dry real fast so I can test fire the engine. All right, now I'll let the carburetor cleaner dry, because it'll dry much quicker, and then we'll test fire this baby. Okay, so apparently I forgot to hit record, didn't realize it. It did fire up, running like trash. I'll show you here in just a second, but this is where the fuel overflows from on the bottom carburetor, is just gushing fuel out. So I'm gonna say that the fuel pump is running really good, but this bottom carburetor is gonna need some attention, which means we're gonna have to pull the intake off. So we'll definitely be doing that tomorrow, but let me go ahead and show you guys how awesome this thing runs. I think that's about all we're gonna get out of it today, guys. So we'll be back in the morning. We're gonna have to pull this whole setup off. No big deal, we'll get it. Here we are, next day. All right, well, I just went through all these carburetors, just a basic open them up, clean out the jets, and we're gonna stab them back on. These carburetors had a lot of gunk in them, so I'm actually thinking that what I've done here is probably going to be sufficient, so I guess we'll see. Anyhow, we're going to work on getting these back on the boat and see if this thing will fire up. So I'll be back when I have this reinstalled. Alrighty, so the first thing that I did here was I went ahead and just set these carburetors back on and hooked the fuel lines back up so I can squeeze this primer bulb, and there is no fuel coming out. I don't see any fuel leaking out like it was before, so that tells me that I can go ahead and remove this intake again and comfortably, this is probably going to spray some fuel, I can comfortably remove all this gasket maker that I should have never used the last time. It kind of got in the way of these ports a little bit, so I got the right gasket now ordered, and we're going to scrape all this stuff off, and we're going to use the proper gasket and gasket sealer on both sides. So I will be right back. All right, well, that's all cleaned up as good as it's gonna get. I've got some of the high-tech gasket sealant. I always use this on marine applications, sometimes on go-karts. And this is the intake gasket part number for the 30 horse Honda 4-stroke outboards. So anyhow, I'm gonna start putting this all together. You put sealant on the block and then on the gasket, stick the gasket, and then you put the sealant on the other side of the gasket and then on the intake, and you will have a nice good seal. All right, guys, well, now we have both sides. Okay, so this is the gasket that's on there. I left the ends green so you could see. And then we have the intake, all the contact points on the intake painted up with that stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and put all this together. I'm gonna be blocking the camera, so there's no sense in filming, so I'll be right back. Holy mackerel, is it gonna idle? Yes. Awesome. All right, everybody. Well, we've now seen it start. So I'm gonna end this one here, and I'm gonna actually start filming a synchronization video. So stay tuned for that. Anyhow, if you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to comment and give me your thoughts. So thanks for watching. See ya.